सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै। Let us chant from verse number 11. अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः अभिसन्धाय तु फलम् युज्यते भरतश्रेष्ठ तं यज्ञं विद्धि राजसं विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नम् श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते देवद्विजगुरुप्राज्ञ पूजनं शौचमार्जवम् ब्रह्मचर्यमहिंसा च शारीरं तप उच्यते अनुद्वेगकरं वाक्यं सत्यं प्रियहितं च यत् मौनमात्मविनिग्रहः भावसंशुद्धिरित्येतत् तपोमानसमुच्यते श्रद्धया परया तप्तं तपस्तत्त्रिविधं नरैः सत्कारमानपूजार्थं तत्तामसमुदाहृतं दातव्यमिति यद्दानं दीयतेनुपकारिणे देशे काले च पात्रे च तद्दानं सात्विकं स्मृतं यत्तु प्रत्युपकारार्थं फलमुद्दिश्य वा पुनः दीयते च परिक्लिष्टम् अदेशकाले दानम् अपात्रेभ्यश्च दीयते असत्कृतमवज्ञातं तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्. The chapter begins with a question raised by Arjuna. What is the question? So the question has something to do with the previous chapter. So in the previous chapter, Bhagavān had said that may your life be guided by the teachings of the scriptures. Those people who live a licentious life without following the injunctions of the scriptures, neither will they be happy in this world, nor will they get liberation after death. So the importance of following the Śāstras the importance was highlighted, emphasized. Arjuna's question was, Bhagavān, in this world we find a third category of people who don't follow the Śāstras, but they worship with faith. There's a third category. First category is those who follow the Śāstras. They are liberated. Second category, those who don't follow Śāstras, they live a licentious life. They are bound. Now Arjuna says, but what about Bhagavān, those people who don't follow the Shastra, but they worship with faith. They follow their age-old tradition. They follow their ancestors. So with great faith they worship. What about them? Then Bhagavān said, Arjuna, you said they worship with faith. But with what faith? Because this faith also are of three types. So then the discussion began about this faith. Just because a person is religious doesn't mean he is on the right track. Just because a person is doing charity doesn't mean he is doing the right charity. Just because a person is doing all those things, yajna, dana, tapa, just because a person is doing it doesn't mean he is doing it rightly. It all depends on the śhraddhā. With what intention he is doing, how is he doing, etc. So the entire chapter got unfolded based on śhraddhā. Now actually this topic is over. Now Bhagavān takes up a new topic. And that topic is the importance of chanting the name of the Lord. So why this topic comes here? This topic comes here because this chapter is mainly related to spiritual sadhana, the spiritual practices one must take in order to purify the mind and reach the Supreme. It is all about spiritual sadhana, but spiritual sadhana is not complete unless we invoke the grace of God. So there are two factors necessary. One is self-effort, which we have mentioned till now. This is what the individual has to do with wholehearted enthusiasm. This he must do. But along with it, another very important factor is necessary, and that factor is Bhagavān's grace. Self-effort plus Bhagavān's grace will lead to success in any field. So therefore, the importance of invoking Bhagavān's grace by chanting the name of the Lord, this topic comes now. So let us chant verse number 23. Om Tat Saditi Nirdeshaha Brahmanastrividhasmritaha Brahmanastena Vedascha Yajñāscha Vihitāh Purā Om Tat Saditi Nirdeshaha Brahmanastrividhasmritaha Brahmanastena Vedascha Yajñāscha Vihitāh Purā. Yes. Om Tat Sat iti trividha brahmanaha nirdeshaha. Om Tat, Sat. These are the three names of Brahman. Here Brahman means Bhagavān, God. So these are the three names of God. What are they? Om, Tat, Sat. Okay. Iti smritaha. In this way, the wise people have considered. Tena pura. With these names, in the times of yore, Brahmanaha cha Vedaha cha Yajñaha Vihitaha. In the times of yore, Brahmanas, Vedas and Yajñas were created. So this is the literal meaning of whatever is said here. So what are the three names of God? Om, Tat, Sat. So first let us see the meanings of these three terms. The first one is Om. Om comes from the root Ava. Ava means to protect. So Om means the protector. So one of the names of Bhagavān is the protector of the universe, the protector of his devotees. Another meaning of Om is, this Om comes from three syllables. A, U, M. Three. Waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. So whenever we chant Om, there is A, U, M, and there is a silence. So these three syllables respectively represent waking, dream, and deep sleep. But other than these three changing stages, there is another supreme stage which is the very substratum for the three states. And what is that? It is called as Turiya, represented by the silence after Om. So in this silence called consciousness, which is represented by the silence, in this consciousness, the three states of the mind play. So this is the meaning Om. So that consciousness, which acts as the substratum for the three states of the mind, namely waking, dream and deep sleep, that consciousness is referred to by Om. Why this Om? This Om is used because while chanting Om, the first one is A. What you do in A? You open your mouth. The last one is means what? You close your mouth. If you want to name anything of this universe, you will have to do this. You have to open your mouth, you have to close your mouth. Isn't it? Whatever is this universe, whatever is there in this universe, it has a name. In order to utter this name, you have to open your mouth, you have to close your mouth. In between there is U, some modification. So therefore, in order to represent the whole manifested universe in one word, if it has to be manifested, if all the names have to be, summarized, simplified, put in one word, that word will be Om. So Om means Saguna Brahma, the manifested world which you see. And where is this manifested world situated? The whole manifested world is just a reflection upon consciousness. And this consciousness is represented by the silence which follows the Om. So the name of the Lord is rightly put as Om. Now the second one. Tat. What is Tat? Tat means that. What do you mean that? That means which is not this. Isn't it? That. That means what? That which cannot be seen or heard or touched or smelled. Meaning that which cannot be experienced through the senses or the mind. Whatever we experience through our senses or the mind, that is this, because we experience it. We know it. But there is something which is that which cannot be experienced by the mind or the senses. This is one meaning of that. The second meaning is, whatever we see here as this is the effect. Whatever is effect, it must have a cause. That cause of this effect is that. That cause of this effect. The question comes, where has this universe come from? Universe has come from somewhere. There must be a cause. So if there is a cause for this universe, that cause is that, tat. So that substratum, that truth from which the universe has emerged, it is sustained and it ultimately dissolves. That unchanging substratum upon which srishti, sthiti, laya happens. This truth is represented by that. Why is it that? It is called that because it doesn't get modified when modification happens in this observed universe. In this universe, everything is changing, but that is something different from this universe because that doesn't change. Right? Because of this reason, it is called as tat, that. Another reason is, whenever we say that, somewhere it implies distance. When we say this, it is near. When we say that, it is far. Isn't it? Bhagavān is very, very far for those people whose minds are impure. So therefore that. For majority of the people, Bhagavān is far, far, far away. Why is he far away? Not because of distance. He is right there in our heart, but he is experienced as someone far because our minds are not prepared to experience him. In an impure mind filled with kama, krodha, etc., he can never be experienced. For them, he is far away. For such people, Bhagavān is always that, not this. But for the devotees whose minds are pure, whose hearts are filled with devotion and dispassion, who have the right discrimination, for them that Bhagavān is not that, he is closer than this. He is the very self of all beings. So for this reason also, Bhagavān is termed as that. Tat. The third term is Om, Tat, Sat. Sat means truth. Truth. The ultimate truth. Sat means existence. That ultimate existence. That absolute existence. That existence which can never become non-existent. That existence borrowing from which all things and beings appear to exist. Actually, there is only Bhagavān who is existing. Our distorted mind, our disturbed mind is distorting Bhagavān as the existence of this world. What exists is only Bhagavān, but the impure mind distorts the existence of Bhagavān as existence of the world. So what exists is not world, what exists is only Bhagavān. Only Bhagavān exists. If at all you think that there is something else which is existing, it is only a borrowed existence. Just like In the dream, so many things appear to exist, but actually, all those things and beings that seem to exist in the dream, actually they have borrowed the existence from the one who is sleeping, isn't it? The one who is sleeping alone exists. From him, the existence has been borrowed. This you come to know when you wake up. When you wake up, what exists? Only I exist. Whatever existed in the dream, they actually did not exist. There was only an illusory existence. So Sat means existence. Absolute existence. That existence which can never become non-existent. Undeniable existence. So this is how Bhagavān is described. Om Tat Sat. There are very many names also, but here 3 names are used. Why these 3 names are used? These 3 names are used because it is said, in the beginning of creation, Pura, in the times of yore, when Brahmaji, the creator, he was given the responsibility of creating this whole universe. It was a big responsibility to create the entire universe. And whenever you have big responsibilities, what do? You remember the Lord, isn't it? Oh Bhagavān, whatever I am going to do, please, I need your blessings. May everything be fine. So in this way, Sakshat Brahmaji, before creation, especially while creating these 3, what are the 3? Brahmanaha, Vedaha, Yajnaha. Especially while creating these 3, he remembered the Lord. How did he remember the Lord? By chanting this name. Om Tat Sat. Bhagavān, bless me. I need your grace. Because this big responsibility you have given me, may this creation be successful. I need your blessings. With this attitude, he chanted this name. Om Tat Sat. So therefore, it became a tradition. Even now, normally we hear people saying, Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. But where did this Om Tat Sat come from? It came from Brahmaji. Because he started a convention. Just like when the telephone was invented, that person who invented the telephone, he said, hello. Isn't it? Now what is the meaning of hello? There is no meaning. It is a meaningless term. But he started it. The creator of the telephone started it. So now that convention has followed. In the same way, Brahmaji, while creating, he chanted Om Tat Sat. So even today, that tradition is followed. Now the important question is, what is so special about these 3 things? Brahmanaha, Vedaha, Yajnaha. In this creation, there are so many things you see, but what is so special about these 3? These 3 are the ones which sustain the whole universe. Let us take one by one. The first is Veda. Vedas. What do the Vedas contain? It is called the manual of right living. Vedas. It is the storehouse of knowledge. It is a book of knowledge. What does it contain? It contains how we must live our life so that we can be materially prosperous and also spiritually evolve. How to gain liberation at the same time having a materially prosperous, rich life. What is the way? How to live? How to make use of this equipment called body, mind, intellect efficiently so that our life will be fruitful, so that we can attain the fulfillment of our life. This knowledge is mentioned in Vedas. Putting it into practice is called yajna. So whatever knowledge is there, it should not merely remain as a knowledge. It should be put into practice. That is called yajna. The word meaning of yajna is sacrifice. So what is the right way of living? This topic has already been covered in the 3rd chapter. We had discussed it long back. Very many were there. So what is living in yajna spirit? What is the right way of living? When a person performs his responsibilities, duties, as a worship of the Lord, making use of all his God-given talents and abilities, in a spirit of sacrifice and service, for the welfare of all, keeping the bigger picture in mind, without ego and egocentric desires, without any selfish desires, in a spirit of cooperation and not competition, sinking all the personal differences. In this way, when a person functions in the world, performs his duties in the world, then we say he is performing yajna karma. He is performing karma with yajna spirit. This topic in 3rd chapter, Bhagavān deals in detail. Yajñārthāt karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanah tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangah samachara. One should live in a spirit of yajna, in a spirit of sacrifice. So whatever we have, whatever talents or abilities or resources we are blessed with by God, these resources must be used for the welfare of all in a spirit of sacrifice and service. This is called living in yajna spirit. Producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. In this way, when we live, what happens? All the impurities of the mind, all the impurities are washed away. The mind becomes extremely pure, and in that pure mind, we experience our true nature, which is Sat Chit Anand. So in the process, what has happened? In the process of living a life of yajna, not only that your mind has been purified, in the process you have created material wealth also. You have blessed others also through your existence, through your abilities and talents. Everyone is blessed. Atmano mokshartham jagat hitayacha. This way of lifestyle is called yajna. Yajna means sacrifice. Sacrificing oneself for the good of all. This is the right lifestyle, and this lifestyle has been mentioned in the Vedas. So Veda means the book of Dharma. Yajna means that dharmic lifestyle. Then what is Brahmana? Brahmana is the one who lives this. The person who walks this path is called Brahmana. Here Brahmana doesn't mean a person who is born in a Brahmana jati. By birth, a person may be Brahmana, but here when it is said Brahmana, it's not by birth, it is not by profession also, it is by guna. So who is a Brahmana? Brahmana is the one who is selfless. Brahmana is the one who has a pure heart. Brahmana is the one who has control over his mind and the senses. Brahmana is the one who walks the path of dharma, righteousness. Such a person, even if he may be a Shudra, a Harijan or an SC/ST, he has to be considered Brahmana. He is reverential. He is worshipful. It is not by birth, it is not by profession that a person is decided whether he is Brahmana or not. No, it is by his inner qualifications. A person who is more evolved, more matured, a person who walks the path of righteousness, such a person is called a Brahmana. This way we have to understand. A person may be born as a Brahmana, but if he lives a selfish life, a sensuous life, then he has to be considered as a Shudra. Though by birth he may be Brahmana. So this understanding has to be there. If this understanding is not there, in society we will have all kinds of problems in the name of caste. So Brahmana is the one who walks the path of righteousness. Vedas are the one who show the path of righteousness. And Yajna means that lifestyle of righteousness. So everything is connected with dharma, righteousness. And if the creation has to sustain itself, if the world has to sustain itself, we should have maximum number of Brahmanas. Isn't it? Wherever such people are there, such selfless people are there will be peace, there will be harmony, there will be prosperity, there will be everything. That world will be a heaven upon earth. And wherever there are people who are sensuous, selfish, self-centered, you will find hell upon earth there. In this world itself, you will find all kinds of places. In some place, always there is some or the other kind of war, violence. In the newspaper you see, all the time war, killing, shooting. Why? There are no Brahmanas there. And there are other places on this earth where there is always peace. There is prosperity. There is plenty. Why is it so? Majority of the people, they follow the path of dharma. That is why Bhagavān, in order to do dharma samsthapana, what does he do? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkratam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Why does Bhagavān take avatar? What is it that he does? He increases the number of Brahmanas. Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the sadhus. Sadhu means what? Not this. Protecting the sadhu means good people, good-hearted people, selfless people who are walking the path of dharma. Paritrana. So you protect them. You increase their number in the society. Vinashaya cha dushkratam. Those people who are selfish, eliminate them. What will happen as a result? Dharma samsthapana will happen. In a society where maximum number of good-hearted people are there will be prosperity, there will be plenty, everything will be there. There will be peace, there will be harmony, there will be happiness. So therefore these three are very important. Brahmanas, those who walk the righteous path. Vedas, the book which guides us in the right path. And Yajna, the lifestyle of walking the righteous path. These three are very important. So therefore, Brahmaji, while doing this creation, his prayer was, Bhagavān, may these three be fine. Because these three are very, very important. All other things can be created, but these three are the ones which are going to sustain dharma in the universe. So therefore it was Brahmaji's prayer. Because whatever actions we do, there will be some kind of imperfection. Nobody is perfect. Whatever actions we do, there will be some shortcomings, some drawbacks. So Brahmaji prays, Bhagavān, whatever drawbacks I have while creating these, may those drawbacks be nullified by your grace. So therefore, Brahmanas tena vedascha yajñascha vihitav pura. In the year, Brahmaji, while doing creation, he remembered the Lord. He sought blessings from the Lord. And what is the name he used? Om Tat Sat. Any one of the names also will be fine. It is not necessary you have to chant all the three. All the three refers to the same Bhagavān. So therefore, what is the point? The point is, just like Brahmaji, he had some responsibility. He was successful in fulfilling the responsibility by invoking the grace of God. In the same way, we, the creator, children of Brahmaji, we all have been created by him, follow the same footsteps. That is the message. Though you have done yajna, dana, tapa, etc., there will be some drawback, some shortcoming. Doesn't matter. Chant the name of the Lord with faith. Seek His blessings. Seek His forgiveness for whatever the omissions and commissions we have done. And then make your sattvic karma much more sattvic. Or make your rajasic and tamasic karma done unknowingly into a sattvic karma. This is the message. Next verse. Tasmadomityudahritya yajñadanatapah kriyaha pravartante vidhanoktaha satatam brahmavadinam tasmadom ityudahritya yajñadanatapah kriyaha pravartante vidhanoktaha. Yes. Tasmat. Tasmat means therefore. Wherefore? Therefore. Since Brahmaji had chanted this name, therefore others also follow the name. Since invoking the blessings of the Lord is very important, therefore one must chant the name. Tasmat, therefore. Therefore, Om iti udahritya. Chanting Om. So either you can chant Om or Tat or Sat or all the three. The point is you must remember Lord. That is the point. So some of them, who are they? Brahmavadinam. Those people who take the path of Brahma. What is Brahma? Brahma means Vedas. Brahma means Veda. So who is a Brahmana? The one who is walking the path of Vedas, shown by the Vedas, is called Brahmana. Who is a Brahmachari? The one who walks the path shown by the Vedas. Again, Chari means the one who walks. Brahma means Veda. This way we have to understand. What is Brahman? The goal pointed out by the Vedas is called Brahman. So whenever we have this term Brahma, understand it refers to Vedas. So Brahmavadinam. Who is Brahmavadinam? People who dedicate their life based on the teachings of Brahma, based on the teachings of Vedas. So these Brahmavadis, what do? Om iti udahritya. Chanting Om, remembering the Lord, seeking His blessings. Then, vidhanoktaha yajna dana tapakriyaha satatam pravartante. After having chanted the name of the Lord, they do yajna, dana, tapa, etc. All these activities they do, which are vidhanoktaha, which are spoken of in the Vedas. Yajna, dana, tapa, etc. is mentioned in the Vedas. So whatever is mentioned in the Vedas, they do it by remembering the Lord, by seeking His blessings, by chanting His name. So this verse is about Om. Tasmat Om iti udhartya. There are some others who chant Tat. So about them, next verse. Tadityanabhisandhaya phalam yajñatapah kriyaha dana kriyascha vividhaha kriyante moksha kankshibhihi tadityanabhisandhaya phalam yajñatapah kriyaha dana kriyascha vividhaha kriyante moksha kankshibhihi. Yes. Tat iti. Chanting Tat. Tat iti udahritya. Chanting Tat. Phalam anabhisandhaya. Not expecting any phalam. Not expecting any worldly material benefit. Who are these people? Moksha kankshibhihi. Those people who are the seekers of liberation. Moksha kankshibhihi. What do they do? Vividhaha yajñatapah kriyaha dana kriyaha kriyante. They also do these kinds of kriyas. What are the kriya? Yajña, tapa, dana. So chanting the name of the Lord as Tat. What do? They perform all these actions without expecting any material result. So they are sattvic seekers. They have sattvic śhraddhā. So what is their attitude? Oh Bhagavān, the body is given by you. The life in this body is yours. The talents and abilities, they are also yours. The field of action you have given. The resources you have given. Knowledge you have given. Everything is given by you. Therefore, Bhagavān, these actions also belong to you. And since actions belong to you, the results of those actions also belong to you. Ishvara arpana buddhihi. Bhagavān, everything is yours. Not mine, but thine. That attitude. This is called phalam anabhisandhaya. With this clear understanding. So he is a perfect karma yogi. Whatever comes as phalam, Ishvara prasada buddhihi. It is prasad from Bhagavān. This is the way they live. Who are they? Moksha kankshibhihi. They are the desirers of moksha. So they do karma, but there is no kartrutva bhava. They consider themselves as instruments of the Lord. Bhagavān, we are mere instruments. You are the doer. We are only instruments. So since you are the doer, all the results also should go to you. Since karma you have done, karma phala should also go to you. So therefore this person has freed himself from karma phala. Once you have freed yourself from karma phala, you need not go through karma phala. Since you need not go through karma phala, you need not take rebirth. What is the purpose of rebirth? Purpose of rebirth is only to go through the karma phala which you have done. But here what has the person done? He has said, Bhagavān, karma is not mine, karma is yours. Normally what do we say? Karma is mine. So if karma is yours, then karma phala also should be yours. Yaha karta bhavati sa eva bhokta bhavati. Karta himself has to be the bhokta. But now he say, I am not the karta, Bhagavān, you are the karta. So therefore phalam should go to whom? To Bhagavān. So thus he becomes free from all kinds of karma phalas. He becomes free from the birth, death cycle. So such people are called moksha kangshabhi, desirers of moksha. So they also use the name of the Lord, invoke his blessing, offers all their actions unto him. Right. So Om is over, Tat is over. Now comes Sat. The next two verses. Sadbhave sadhu bhave cha sadityetat prayujyate prashaste karmani tatha sachabdah parthayujyate yajñe tapasi dāne ca sthiti saditi chochyate karma chaiva tadarthiyam sadityeva bhidhiyate sadbhave sadhu bhave cha sadityetat prayujyate prashaste karmani tatha sachabdah parthayujyate yajñe tapasi dāne ca karma chaiva tadarthiyam sadityeva bhidhiyate. Yes. So suddenly Bhagavān remembered as though that I have not given the meaning of Om Tat Sat. So therefore now he gives the meaning of Sat. 5 meanings are given to make up for the earlier mistakes. It's a joke, don't take it seriously. Om Tat, he has not given the meaning. Here he gives the meaning, 5 meanings for Sat. So what is this Sat? So earlier we had seen Sat is existence, truth. So here Bhagavān gives 5 meanings for this term Sat. What are the meanings? Sadbhave. This Sat term is used in these meanings. What are the meanings? Sadbhave. In the meaning of Sat, Sat means truth. When something is true, you say Sat. If somebody asks you, God exists or not? Then you should say Sat. Sat means yes, it is. It exists. In this meaning, Sat is used. This is one context. What is the other context? Sadhu bhavecha. Whenever something is good, Sat is used. Sadhu bhave. When something is good, you use this term Sat. For example, Sadvichar. Sadvichar means what? Not existence. Not truth. There what is the meaning? Sat means good. Isn't it? Satpurusha. Satpurusha means what? Good person. Sadachar. Sat achar. Good conduct. So what is the meaning of Sat there? Good. Sadhu bhave. This is the second meaning. What is the third meaning? Prashaste karmani tatha sat shabdah yujyate. The third context where we use this Sat is Prashaste karmani. Whenever some auspicious actions happen, Prashaste karmani, then also you use the term Sat. For example, Sat karma. Sat karma means auspicious action. Then, so 3 meanings over. Yajñe tapasi dāne ca sthitihi sat iti ca uchyate. The fourth context where you use sat is when a person is doing yajna, tapas and dana. That sthiti is called sat. Sthiti means what? That steadfastness, that firm resolve, that commitment, that sincerity, that dedication with which he is doing that yajna, dana, tapas. That steadfastness is also referred to as sat. For example, sannishta. His nishtha is sat. Sannishta. So there what is the meaning? That firmness, that steadfastness, that is referred to as sat. This is the fourth meaning. And what is the fifth meaning? Karma chaiva tadarthiyam sat iti eva abhidhiyate. The fifth meaning of sat is when you are not doing yajna, dana, tapas, you are doing some other karma, but what kind of karma it is? Tadarthiyam karma. Not swarthiyam karma, but tadarthiyam, when it is done for him. When actions are done for the Lord, when actions are performed as a worship of the Lord, then those actions are also called sat. So, Bhagavān gives 5 meanings for sat. Sat means truth, sat means goodness, sat means auspicious actions, sat means steadfastness, and sat means actions performed for the Lord. These are the meanings in which sat is used. Anyway, the discussion boils down to only this. What is the discussion? Along with all your sadhanas, you must invoke the grace of God. And how to invoke the grace of God? By chanting His name. Now here it is Om Tat Sat. That doesn't mean Om Tat Sat alone is the name of God. No. You can chant any name. Rama, Krishna, whatever. Any name is fine, but it should indicate Bhagavān. That is the whole purpose of discussion here. Mere sadhana alone will not do. Along with sadhana, invoking Bhagavān's grace is also essential. Very many times, a person does sadhana, but he does egoistic sadhana without invoking the grace. That will not be fruitful. Or sometimes a person is only invoking grace but doesn't do anything. That also will not do. Both are necessary. Hard work plus grace. Grace is a very important factor. There are situations in this world where people have refused to invoke the grace, and they have paid the price. The best example is Titanic ship crash. It is said that just before that ship was to enter into the ocean, the sea, just before the travel began, the engineers and scientists who had designed the ship, they said, even God cannot break the ship. That was the confidence they had. Even God cannot do anything harmful to the ship. With this statement, the ship started. And you know the rest of the story. So what was there? Hard work was there, no doubt, but they did not invoke the grace. There they made the mistake. And there are others who don't do any hard work, only invoking grace. That also will not do. Especially the students who study. They don't study at all. Previous day, they go to all the temples, break coconut, this and that. That alone will not do. Both are essential. Whatever abilities God has given to you, you have to make use of those abilities. Make use of those talents. He has given you, therefore you must make use. If He has not given you, then fine, it is not your fault. Once it has been given, you must make use of it. Why? Fine. In your hard work, there will be a lot of lapses. Shortcomings will be there. Defects will be there. Knowingly or unknowingly, you might have made a lot of mistakes. That is fine. But you have put forth your best. Now what is the thing? The next step is to invoke the grace. Bhagavān, help us. So then what will Bhagavān do? Whatever little mistakes are there, shortcomings are there, He will fill it up. He can do anything. Mūkam karoti vācālam pangum langhayate girim yat kripa tamaham vande paramananda madhavam. O Lord, by your grace, mūkam karoti vācālam. A dumb fellow becomes a great orator. Pangum langhayate girim. A lame person is able to reach the mountain peak. Oh, what is that lady's name? Arunima Sinha. Yeah. I must have told long back. So this lady with all fractures on the backbone, both the leg amputated. But she was the first woman amputee to climb Mount Everest. All those videos are there in the YouTube, those who want to see. Her name is Arunima Sinha. So Pangum Langhayate Girim. Taking the name of the Lord, you can do even things which are impossible. Impossible in the eyes of the world. So these two are absolutely essential. Hard work from your side, invoking the grace from Bhagavan's side. If these two are there, success is sure. Somebody asked George Washington, what is the secret of your success, sir? So he said, I pray as though everything depends on God, and I work as though everything depends on me. This is the secret. Both factors are important. I pray as though everything depends on God, and I work as though everything depends on me. Beautiful. So work hard in this path of sadhana. Whatever abilities are given by God, make use of it. Don't complain and grumble regarding what has not been given to you. Whatever is there with you, with that you move on. And you will find whatever is needed will automatically get added to you. As you need, as there is a need, it will get supplied. So as we do sadhana, the most important thing is let us never become arrogant seeing the progress. As you do spiritual sadhana, there are a lot of things which you will see within. Slowly your mind is becoming pure. You are gaining control over the mind. There is more and more peace. There is more and more joy and contentment. Devotion wells up in your heart. Seeing all this, never become arrogant. Whenever you see all this, never have that attitude of holier than thou. Instead, become more and more humble. Bhagavān, it is because of you that I am getting all these things. It is only because of you. You are the one who is inspiring me to put forth effort. Even to put forth effort, there is inspiration needed. It is from you that I get it. So it is all because of you. This should be the attitude. So even when you grow, your ego should not grow. You should become more and more humble. If these things are taken care, success is sure for such a devotee. If you say, no, Swamiji, for 20 years I have been there in this path and nothing is happening, it only means light is there outside, you have closed all the windows and the doors. And you are complaining, I am in the dark. Sun is there, light is there, but you have not opened your heart to receive the blessings of the Lord. This is the meaning. You cannot blame God. You cannot say, Bhagavān, because of you, I am like this. No. Somewhere your ego is coming in front, and your ego is not allowing you to progress. You are stuck. There can be only one reason, and that is ego. You cannot say, Bhagwan, you have not showered your grace, therefore I am like this. No. Grace is always there, but the door of the heart is closed. And how is it closed? It is closed because of this thing called ego. Become humble, become simple, surrender. Say, Bhagwan, I am a nobody, I am nothing. If this is the attitude, there is no reason why you should not progress in spiritual path. Now, the last verse. In the last verse, Bhagwan is emphasizing the need for śhraddhā. How does he emphasize? Let us chant. Aśhraddhaya hutam dattam tapastaptam kritam chayat asadityuchyate partha nacha tat pretya no iha ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapastaptam kritam chayat asadityuchyate partha nacha tat pretya no iha. Arjuna, anything, that action may be the noblest ones, but if it is done with ashraddha, ashraddhaya hutam, that which is offered. So hutam means yajna karma. Dattam, given, that is dana. Tapas taptam, that is tapas. So yajna, dana, tapas. Even if these noblest of activities are taken with what attitude? Ashraddhaya. If it is done with ashraddha, or any action, kritam, but with done with ashraddha, no faith at all, no sincerity at all, no dedication at all. Somehow or the other you finished it. Done mechanically, done half-heartedly. There is no involvement, there is no interest. Now, such actions are called actions done with ashraddha. If this be your attitude, then what will be its result? Asat ityuchyate. Such an action can be called asat. Asat means what? Non-existing. Such an action is very well can be compared to a non-existent action. Though he has done it, actually he has not done it. Asat ityuchyate partha nacha tat pretya na iha. Neither will those actions give result here nor hereafter. Meaning, it is a total waste of time, it is a total waste of energy, it is a total waste of resources. If you are doing something with ashraddha, you are wasting your time. What does it mean? Whatever you do, do it with śhraddhā. So the importance is on śhraddhā. The whole chapter is on śhraddhā. So everything, whatever we do, should be done with śhraddhā. What kind of śhraddhā? Sattvic śhraddhā. This is the point. Perform your action as best as you can, with total dedication, commitment, sincerity, etc. Plus, invoke the grace of God. Having full faith that Bhagavān will protect me, Bhagavān will guide me, Bhagavān will help me succeed. With full faith in Bhagavān's grace, in His compassion. This way, with both these factors, definitely you will succeed. But if Śraddha is not there, then everything is gone. So this is an answer to Arjuna's question. Bhagavān is concluding the chapter by once again answering the question of Arjuna. Arjuna, Śhraddhā is the most important thing. Doesn't matter if he has no knowledge of the scriptures. That is fine. That is not the most important thing. Good. If he has the knowledge of scriptures, very good. His Śhraddhā will have to be sattvic. He has no choice. But if he has no knowledge of the scriptures, at least let him have sattvic Śhraddhā. Let him check whether his Śhraddhā is sattvic, rajasic or tamasic. If it is rajasic or tamasic, let him avoid it. Let him shift over to the sattvic Śhraddhā. But Śhraddhā is essential. Sattvic Śhraddhā is essential. So we have so many prayers invoking the grace of Lord. What are they? Kayena vacha manasendriyairva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhava karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpayami. Is it Narayanayeti samarpayami? Bhagavān, whatever actions have been done, kayena by body, vacha by speech, manasa by mind, buddhya by the intellect, or prakrite svabhavat by my nature, by my vasanas, I have done something, by my tendencies, by the samskaras I have done something. Whatever I have done, karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai. Everything I do it for you. Narayanayeti samarpayami. I offer unto Narayana. And there is another one also. Karacharana kritam va kayajam karmajam va shravananayanajam va manasam va paradam vihitam avihitam va sarvameta kshamasva Jaya Jaya Karunabdhe Sri Mahadeva Shambho. Again the same thing. Bhagavān, I must have made mistakes. Kara Charana, hands and legs. With hands and legs. Kayajam, with the body. Whatever actions I have performed with hands, legs, with body. Shravana Nayanajamba, with the ears, with the eyes. Manasam vaparadham, with the mind. Maybe the intention was impure, though the action was good. So with the mind also, I must have done something aparadham. Vihitam avihitam va sarvameta kshamasva. There was something which I was supposed to do, I did not do it. That is aparadham. There was something which I was not supposed to do, but I did it. So Bhagavān, whatever aparadham I have done, whatever, mistakes I have committed, what you are supposed to do? Jaya Jaya Karunabdhe Sri Mahadeva Shambho Sarvameta Kshamasva. Please forgive me. So this is the way to invoke the grace. Jaya Jaya Karunabdhe. O Lord, you are ocean of compassion. So please shower your compassion on me. This is the gist of whatever we have discussed today. Now that doesn't mean you do whatever you want and then ultimately chant this. Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat. That is not going to work. Unknowingly if you have done some mistake, fine. It's not that the whole day you commit all blunders and then in the evening, Om Tat Sat. It won't work. It just won't work. There should be a sincere attempt on the part of the seeker not to commit mistake, not to yield to temptations, not to compromise with the higher values. There should be a sincere effort to walk the path of the truth, to walk the path of light. Only when there is a sincere effort, fine. While putting that sincere effort, you may slip and fall. That is okay. Then Bhagavān is there to forgive you. Only then this Om Tat Sat is going to work. Right. So now this yajna has come to an end. This chapter has come to an end. A beautiful chapter, very useful for the seekers. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे श्रद्धात्रयविभागयोगो नाम सप्तदशोऽध्यायः। ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।